You are welcome to LFN What's Your Say? The leading listening show where we as always discuss real issues with real people like you. We are still featuring R. Kelly. Real name, Robert Sylvester Kelly. Also known as the R&B King. In a maze of lies against R. Kelly which have gone on for years now, it may prove hard for many to understand why there seems to be no people standing their ground and speaking the good they know about Robert, and the fact that he didn't commit the alleged crimes against him. To a large extent, it feels like only bad publicity about him does exist. In fact, many wonder whether he had any other friends other than his current accusers, and if any, why none is coming up to say R. Kelly didn't do these things. News flash. These people do exist, and in fact they are very many out there. While many are afraid to speak out in fear of the retaliation of the intolerant Me Too movement which believes it's either their way or no way, those who have had the courage to speak out have not been given the media presence enough to disseminate their message to the world. In other words, there is a general witch hunt against supporters of R. Kelly who know he is innocent and are willing to share. The government has made it seem criminal to speak good of Robert, and this has left his supporters voiceless. There was a time when everything on media about R. Kelly was negative. But lately, the tables have begun to turn. Despite the government effort to suffocate those who believe R. Kelly is innocent, some key people have nevertheless spoken out loud enough and we have heard them. His former stylist, for example, made sure to speak out when she emphasized that R. Kelly did not operate a sex cult like the government wants us to believe. According to her, everybody who is currently pretending to be upset with the R&B King at one time was not upset with him in the sense, and it's normal for people in a relationship to disagree today and agree tomorrow. She says whatever happened between R. Kelly and these women according to what she witnessed was normal relationship dynamics, but because R. Kelly is a big-time celebrity, it makes his story more conspicuous or sensational, and well, the government is taking advantage of this to drag him down. In other words, R. Kelly is being misjudged simply because he is a renowned and successful celebrity artist. Not because he has broken the law. Take a look.
I mean, I don't know if that's what you call it. I don't. And when I think of cult and all of that, that's not what I saw.
His comments about this R. Kelly situation doesn't differ much from what we have been describing in many of our previous discussions on this channel. We have time and again mentioned that the only part the government were able to prove about R. Kelly's behavior was the normal part, which is not in any way illegal. For example, there is nothing illegal with a man being in a relationship with multiple women at the same time, just like it's nothing illegal when a woman does the same thing. However, government wants to make it appear illegal just because it's R. Kelly, the big-time celebrity, who did this. Likewise, there is nothing wrong with a man living with a woman who is below the age of 18 if there is no romantic relationship going on between them. In order for government to pin R. Kelly, therefore, they ought to prove with substantial evidence beyond reasonable doubt that R. Kelly did have intercourse with these women below the age of consent. Not to simply speculate and imagine that because he was with them recently when he was arrested, the intercourse must have started before they were 18. Another important thing to note is that sex cults which the government is trying to insinuate R. Kelly operated are far different from the relationships R. Kelly had with these women. Such cults are usually characterized by deaths, suicides, and sometimes they end in pregnancies, mental illnesses and more. R. Kelly's relationships, however, had no such end products and were on the other hand characterized by love, care and sharing of quality time with these women. Just having multiple girlfriends at the same time alone does not insinuate a cult. Here is an example of some of the wonderful moments on video that R. Kelly shared with these women who the government is now using to fight a completely different war against him.
I'm going to kill this crown later on. With some milk. I'm going to take the crown off. There probably will be white rings around my head. Don't judge. Call it a halo, baby. All right.
It's indeed strange for the government to describe such a loving relationship as a cult. Simply taking advantage of people to use them against another, who they have targeted for the past 2 decades. It's actually believed that most of the women who agreed to testify against R. Kelly had been blackmailed into doing this by the government, which claimed to have something on each one of them. The government needs to back off and let R. Kelly live his life. If they want to put R. Kelly away for the rest of his life, let them tell us how on earth they determined that R. Kelly operated a criminal enterprise to violate the RICO Act. They also ought to show us a real human trafficker. Not a man on tour or holiday who simply had to move with their girlfriends. How is that against the law? While the government may argue that these women were underage, let them prove it. But without this proof, R. Kelly was arrested for no good reason and is being held on mere speculations. In fact, this case against R. Kelly has been largely dealt with basing on mere speculations like court would do a civil case. Criminal cases on the other hand do demand for facts and not speculations. And the case facts also must be proven beyond reasonable doubt, which requires the backing of substantial and verifiable evidence. This business of simply assuming because his ex-girlfriends have complaints of dissatisfaction then he must be guilty is a joke. All evidence they had banked on was disqualified in court. The videotapes, for example, were found to have no CP on them, but were brought to court anyway, likely to simply tarnish the R&B king and encourage the jurors to prejudice him. Since the beginning of the trial, which centers around allegations of sexual abuse and misconduct, speculation has been rampant both within the courtroom and in the court of public opinion. Critics argue that this speculation has led to a distorted view of the facts and potentially influenced the outcome of the case. Legal experts have time and again warned against allowing speculation to overshadow the principles of due process and the presumption of innocence. It's crucial for the integrity of our justice system that trials are conducted based on proper verifiable evidence and facts, not speculation or preconceived notions, said legal analyst Jennifer Thompson. We all know such speculation can lead to biased judgments and undermine the pursuit of truth. If you wish to take part in a live interview discussing any of these topics, let us know by sending an email to sashalfnmedia@gmail.com for scheduling. Thank you for watching today's video, a production of LFN Media, giving you another perspective of issues at hand. We make it our business to keep you updated with the truth amidst the cloud of lies the media wants you to believe. It is therefore important to subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon and allow all notifications so that you don't miss out whenever we publish a new video.